You guys remember the Try Guys? It's been about 6 years since I've talked about these wacky and quirky men. La la la. Well, one of the Try Guys, Ned Figglebottom, cheated on his wife a few years ago, which is ironic because Ned Fidget Spinner was known as the wife guy. Hey look, there goes the wife guy. Isn't he so good to his wife? Look at that wife guy being nice to his wife. We love you, wife guy. Anyways, Ned was kicked out of the group, changing the Try Guys into the Try Guys. Oh wait, the hot Asian one left too, so I guess there's just 2 left. Well, that's sad. Going back to Ned though, he was about silent for 3 years after he had the affair with his wife, and just a couple days ago, he came back to the online world with a brand new podcast, appropriately named Rock Bottom. What the fuck could this nematode possibly talk about, and what opinions would he have that we want to hear? Well, thankfully, we have a little description here about the podcast. Everyone makes mistakes. Some of us, really big ones. But what comes next? Rock Bottom is a show that explores people's lowest, most embarrassing, and challenging moments, featuring raw, unfiltered conversations with comedians, creators, authors, and celebrities. We talk about how they not only survived it all, but transformed their lives. Yeah, I'm sure people want to collaborate with you, at least people who are not very well known. I can't imagine a famous person willingly going on your show, only to damage their own credibility. Hosted by Ned Fulmer, the ex-BuzzFeed Try Guys co-creator whose own Rock Bottom ranked number 6 on Time's most viral moments of 2022. The show blends curiosity and empathy to tell stories of experience, strength, and hope, because sometimes the only way out is through. One podcast at a time. Glad to see you're just as cringe as you were 6 years ago. More cringe now, I guess, because you cheat on your wife. Well, I'm intrigued. I'd say we check out his first episode where he interviews the wife he cheated on.
Hi, I'm Ned Fulmer. 3 years ago, I cheated on my wife with my producer. I wanted to say that I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, before we actually start the super awesome podcast episode where Ned interviews his wife, he talks about why people hate him now and apologizes. Personally, do I think it's sincere? No. I don't know why Ned decided to include this 4-minute introduction to his podcast. If you have shit to say it to your wife's face. There was only one time within the entire podcast episode where Ned actually felt genuine. He apologized directly to Ariel, his wife, acknowledged what he did was fucked up, and also specified what he did. Everything else is just fluff and super uncomfortable.
I just think, how could you do that to me? Like, who are you?
And try to change how I show up differently in the future.
God damn, that was a hard swallow. Look at that thing move. Now that's a cum swallow if I ever did see one. You don't swallow like that unless your mouth is filled with a gallon of mayonnaise. That's probably why his vocal cords are fried with this stupid, fake, serious, sad shit he's trying to go for.
Hi, I'm Ned Fulmer.
We know the culprit now. It was the jizz. The hell was that noise? I know you wanted to have this long take intro to make it seem more authentic or whatever, but I personally would have redone the entire thing if I made a noise like that. Maybe that's just all the cum dripping out of his mouth.
I hurt you. And I hope to make amends.
Boring. Let's get to the actual content. So apparently Ariel, the wife, was the one who decided to do this podcast in the first place. Because she's a public figure, she didn't want her kids to research this affair and not see that there was actual closure. Well, personally, my prediction is that Ariel knew Ned would make a fool of himself and make himself look like even more of a scumbag, because it's clear Ned tries to use this opportunity to make you feel bad for him despite being at fault for this situation.
Exactly.
I remember I have met some people, like, made new friends or kind of introduced myself to strangers. It's like, oh, let's exchange Instagrams. I'm like, well,
right?
Here's mine, but couple of caveats. One, I have a lot more followers than you might expect. Two, all of this is pretty outdated. And 3, don't Google me.
Yes.
You don't want to be just sort of seen as the sum of your mistakes for me, or the sum of your past for you.
Right.
And the challenging thing is it's been complicated for a while.
Yeah, it's been so challenging facing consequences of my own actions. No shit. We only feel bad for the wifey, dude. I like how during this segment, Ariel brought up the struggles and obstacles she's had to face in her personal life because of this whole affair, and Ned responds with, "Yeah, me too." Nobody gives a fuck about your daily struggles. It's like if I poured gasoline all over my body, lit myself on fire, and then complained about my 3rd-degree burns. You put yourself in that position.
People ask me, like, do you forgive Ned for what he did? And I mean, the answer is no. No. Fuck no.
It's hard to hear you saying like, fuck no, I don't forgive you. But of course I get it. I mean, you're still, as much progress as we've had, you're still very angry.
Yeah, of course I'm angry.
Yes, that shouldn't be surprising. What's even this point? We've made a lot of progress, so it kinda hurts when you say fuck no to forgiving me. I mean, I know I hurt you way more, but ouch though. It's like these little tidbits of I'm hurting too, guys. This has been difficult for me as well, spread out in segments within this podcast. This wouldn't have happened had you not cheated on your wife.
Acknowledge that and just note that it's like because of things I did that caused you to experience that.
Yeah.
What was that moment like when everything changed for you?
Oh, well, it felt great. It was kind of enjoyable. What the fuck do you think she was gonna say? I get this is a podcast and you gotta keep the conversation going, but maybe some questions that don't have obvious answers. It's like you're oblivious to the fact that asking these type of questions towards a person you cheated on makes you look like a complete shithead. And if you don't have any questions worth discussing, well, maybe this podcast was a bad idea to begin with. By the way, if you thought that question was genius, take a gander at this.
How did having it become such a public scandal kind of change everything for you? Did it make it worse? Did it make it easier? Did it just sort of make it surreal?
How did it feel when my actions of cheating on you became a public scandal? Is there a possibility that could have made the situation better? Good one, Ned. Personally, if my wife was cheating on me, of course, I'd love it if I found out through the Diesel Patches fan base, sending me pictures of her making out with, I don't know, Nicholas Diorio or some shit.
Totally could see how devastated and just completely traumatized you were, and then it was just like, oh, everything changed for me as well. I'm like, oh no, this is like I've been hurting this person that I love this whole time.
Guys, everything changed for me as well. It hasn't been easy. Sure, I know I caused this, and it was my dumbass actions that led to this unfortunate incident, which also negatively affected my family and their personal lives, but has anyone else noticed the beeping noise in the back? It honestly sounds like one of those subspace emissary bombs from Smash Bros. I'm hoping it goes off soon because this podcast is starting to hit next level uncomfortable territory.
I don't think it's fair that as a society you're put in that position. It's certainly not true.
Yes, damn you society for slipping my penis into my coworker's vagina. This world is too cruel. It's like he's shifting the blame on the online audience because they found out that Ned was cheating and didn't stop talking about it. Huh. It's as if, had you not cheated in the first place, then your wife wouldn't have been put in this awkward position to begin with. You guys are online figures, so if you do something bad, you know it's going to negatively impact your wife's image as well. This is 100% your fault. I think my favorite part of this segment is the wife's facial expression here. Like, she just wants to scratch his fucking face off. Can't say I blame her.
I don't think I slept that night. I remember writing you a long letter, and it was ironic. That weekend I was at a wedding, and they like played our wedding song as their dance. It was like black tie. Everyone's very fancy.
Oh, now that's comical. That's a real knee slapper. Get this. Right after I cheated on you, I was at a wedding and they were playing our wedding song. Isn't that hilarious?
I just like stepping away to cry every 20 minutes.
Okay, now it's funny. All right, I'm done. Majority of this podcast episode is Ned acting like a third party, asking questions about his own affair towards his wife. And it seems people only watch this to hear what Ariel had to say because, oh mama, look at that viewership drop.